And I was in the hill. I was very hot.
Yes, yeah. But you had, I mean, high temperature?
Yes, like 38, 38.3.
Okay. Now mine was a bit less. I didn't reach 38. It was 37.6.
Mm,
Not that, but I mean, but the worst was my throat. I
mm,
had a terrible sore throat and bronchitis and
mm,
headache. Headache was terrible.
mm. I start with
Sore
throat.
throat?
Uh, yes, I started like that, but I think I thought it was like a normal cold,
Cold. Yeah.
and then it got worse.
Yeah.
But like 3 days or 4 days, bad in bed.
No, well, the worst were the first 3 days, I think.
Mm,
But I had to stay in bed for 2 more days, and I had a lot of control from what's the name? Seremi?
mm. I didn't took the PCR. PCR.
PCR.
PCR. I took the um, rapid test,
Yes.
and the, it was positive.
Yeah.
And I was like, why why I go and take PCR if
No, no.
it was positive?
Yeah, but I needed a license. I mean, a permit, a work permit.
Ah, okay.
So that's why I had to. I took the PCR test, and
Yes.
I took the test twice because the first time was negative, but it was too soon. That is what
Mm,
I learned later on.
yes.
So after a week, it was positive, and yeah. But I had Seremi 3 times in a week.
Mm,
They call
be-
me twice a day. I don't know why.
because of the license.
I don't know if because of that, but my sister also had a work permit, and she received a phone call, I think, and nothing else, only once or twice. No, I received a phone call twice every day,
Mm,
and they came to my apartment. Well, they didn't want to, of course, they didn't want to come in, but they came to the building where I live 3 times to control that I was here.
yes. Mm,
And from the university, they also sent me, because I had classes the last day. I mean, when I took the PCR, I took it in, I felt awful in the afternoon, but I had classes in the morning at
mm,
ICE. So I let them know that I had got COVID, and then they started me sending emails and forums and all the information about the group. I mean, the course. I hope that they haven't got it.
you went there to go
Yeah, I
to.
had a face-to-face classes.
Mm. But it's weird because I got sick on Thurs Thursday. Yes, and in Sunday and Monday, I went to see like all my family, and no one got it from me.
No?
No, and it's like
Yeah, I think so. My sister was, I mean, she got it in a friend's house. And in that house, in this apartment, there were about 5 people, all even a newborn baby.
mm,
And the baby and 4 of the adults got it, except for one. The only one that didn't get, I don't know why, she never got it, but all the others got it, including the baby. That
mm,
was the worst because the baby is so weak, very
yeah.
small. I don't know. Yeah, something like, okay, what time is it? I think it's 10 past 3. Yes, what's up with the rest of people? They are still celebrating, I think.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Okay,
Or
we're going to,
resting,
sorry?
resting for the weekend. Maybe.
Recovering from the hangover.
Yes.
But did you notice, I mean, after you got COVID, did you notice any change in your body? I mean, in the way you feel, or did you feel normal immediately?
The, the when I was in the last days sick, I I have trouble like breathing.
From
Like I go upstairs and I tired, very tired.
okay,
But then I recovery and it was normal and I had cough for a
yeah.
few like weeks, but
Yeah.
now I'm normal.
Hello, Fernanda.
Hello, I'm
We are
good, thanks.
exchanging
And you?
information about COVID. Hmm?
Sorry?
We are exchanging with Paloma. We are exchanging information about COVID. COVID
Mm,
symptoms.
are you with COVID,
I had it
Paloma?
last week.
Ah, you?
Yeah.
And I
Wow.
had it like 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
It's
How are you
trending now.
now?
Sorry,
Sorry?
How are you now?
me?
Yes, both?
I'm
I'm
okay
fine.
now.
Me too.
That's good. I know many people have some um, extent
Side
symptoms.
effects.
Long COVID.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my question to Paloma. Hello, Vicente. Side effects. I mean, effects that you get after 2 weeks. I don't know. I feel more tired. I don't know if it was because I was in bed for a week, but I felt weaker while walking.
Yes.
I
Me
feel tired.
me too in the first days, but now I'm fine. Like normal.
And you, Fernanda, haven't you got it?
Yes, I got COVID last year in November.
Yeah, in summer when it's hot.
Yes, it was terrible because I got every symptom.
Ah,
Every I lost my sense.
yeah.
I have headache, nausea. I don't know how to say.
You rate it the same
Nausea,
in Spanish. You pronounce it
nausea,
nausea. Yeah.
nausea,
Me
and
too.
I was I didn't have appetite,
Appetite. You didn't. You were not hungry. You didn't feel any. Yeah.
nothing because of the nausea.
It's the best way to lose weight.
Yes, yes.
To be positive.
I lost 3 kilos in 1 week.
3 kilos in 1 week. Good diet.
Yes, but because of this, I was very weak, and I was very tired when I was working or doing anything.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Mhm.
And what about you, Vicente? How are you? Vicente, can you hear me? Vicente?
Yes. You can't hear me
I can't hear you, Vicente.
now?
From a very, I mean, long distance, very far
Oh,
away.
what about now?
No, the same.
Okay, excuse me for a second.
Have you got any microphone?
Better now?
No, the same.
Um, now? Or
The same, Vicente, I'm afraid.
same? Okay. Give me a few minutes, so what I can do.
Laura. Good. Hello, Laura. Laura, actually.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry.
How are you
Sorry for
doing?
the delay.
Sorry?
Sorry, but my dog died yesterday,
Uh-huh.
and today I went to the vet to say goodbye.
Okay. Was he sick?
Huh?
Was he sick? Was your dog sick or was it an accident?
No, sick.
He was sick. Oh, sorry to hear that. Your daughter must be very affected, I suppose, no?
Yes.
Yeah. Children normally are more emotional to this. Okay. Well, after a long, well, I don't know if it was that long, but it was a holiday anyway, week holiday. By the way, today I learned that there are some schools and some universities that are having holidays this week. I
Yes.
didn't know that. And there are some universities that have 2-week holidays. Well, not the case. Well, in our last class before holidays, we talked about education. I don't know if you remember that. I mean, we talked about education in general and where we studied the different vocabulary related to that. And after that, we discussed some academic, questions for academic students. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Today, I would like to go on with the topic of education, but it's with a different approach because it's related to the effects, well, first of all, the rights of education and the effect that education may have on people. Yes? Let me show you, let me share my screen. I want to show you something. I will not upload it yet, but I want you to have a look at the picture and some information here. Let's see. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know this? Okay, Vicente, now I can hear you very well. Let's see. Who is she? What do you know about her?
She is a Nobel laureate,
Yes.
and she won the Peace Prize because of her activism about women in education in the Middle Eastern region.
Yeah. Okay. And because she is very young. Why was she? Was she given the Nobel Prize being so young? Do you know anything about the circumstances around her?
Yeah, she got, I think she got shot by extremists, religious extremists who didn't want her to get an education because she was a woman.
Okay, right. Yeah, very good. Yeah. Any other information about her? The rest of people, anything else to say about her? No?
And yes, because of this, because these people didn't want girls to study, she wasn't agree with that. She didn't agree that this
Yeah.
acting, so she kept studying in secret, I guess.
Yeah.
And she started to promote the education for girls, for young women.
Yeah.
Women.
And that's why she was shocked. She was.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know where she's from?
Afghanistan? Or
She's
not?
from Afghanistan. Yes, I think so. No, sorry, no, she's not. She's from Pakistan.
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 Yes.
Yeah, but the situation is similar to, I mean, in Afghanistan, I think is similar to Pakistan. Okay, good. Let's see. I want you to have a look at this bar chart. You know, this is a bar chart. Can you see? Can you read it from my screen? Secondary education enrollment by sex pre-pandemic. Okay. Here we have percent of enrolled students who are female, and here we have the countries. Yes? What can you, what information can you get from this, this chart?
That less developed countries have less parity, gender parity in education, and more developed countries have more parity.
Yeah, here we have, well, Afghanistan is has the lowest number. Yeah. Any other?
I thought that in Sweden or New Zealand was a higher percentage.
Higher than what it really is.
Than Mexico,
Yeah.
for example.
Or Brazil. Yeah. So here we have, well, if we look at Afghanistan, we have, here we can say, how do you say, mientras menos desarrollado, menos mujeres estudian? Do you understand what I mean? How can you make that comparison in English?
The less developed, the less women are studying.
Close.
Something like that.
Something like, okay, let me write it. Okay, the less developed the country is, the menos mujeres estudian. Oh, my connection is unstable. How do you say that? Menos mujeres estudian?
The less.
Fewer.
Fewer. The fewer female, the fewer females that study. Sorry, that study, no, study. Yeah, the less, sorry, the less developed the country is, the fewer females study. Okay, right. Okay, I will ask you now. Let me check because my connection, it says here, is unstable. I know it's okay. Yeah. I will ask you please to go to your cursos material docente. Please download this file. Malala Yousafzai, I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay. Here we have some questions, okay? Let's see the first question. I don't know, do you prefer to have some seconds for you to answer that, or to not to write the answer, but to check the answer and then we talk, or do you prefer to do it at the moment?
The moment?
At the moment? Okay. So let's see the first question. Assuming that 50% of the population is female, which countries have fewer female students than expected? Well, Laura said Sweden. Yes. Any other one?
Nigeria and China, Afghanistan.
Nigeria and China, but fewer female students than expected.
Yes.
Do you think you can, you
New
will,
Zealand.
New Zealand,
Okay, okay.
you see, I mean, okay, New Zealand, okay. Why do you think that we would have expected, or we might have expected more female students in New Zealand and Sweden than real situation? Do you understand my question?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Because of that we were saying about the developed countries.
okay, one of the things, the development, the economic development of the countries. Yeah.
And in terms of rights and all of that, I think that this country are more developed as well.
Yeah. Okay.
I will assume that in China it was more.
Yes. Also.
But I think it's okay that Sweden and New Zealand is the 50% because this is the population. 50% of female. It's female.
50%. Yeah.
And I think I don't understand well the graphic. I thought that is the 50% of all the females.
It is
No,
by
the
sex.
50%
Percent?
All the people?
Yes.
Yes.
No, because it's by sex. The 100 is women or no?
Sorry, Laura?
The 100%
Yes.
is the total is women or no?
Yes, I think. I mean, the 100% is the 100 of the student. So 50% is the half of the student.
That's what I didn't understand.
Let me see. Let me check that information. Perhaps we could go to. Give me a second. I don't have that.
Yes.
Let me check the.
So in Sweden, New Zealand,
50% of the
Brazil,
population.
in all that country is 50 female, 50 male.
That's how I understand.
That's all.
So,
I think that is the graphic.
that is the chart. It's not a graph.
The chart.
Type of graph. Okay. So I understand that it's, I mean, 50% of the population corresponds to females, or not?
Yes.
Am I right? Yeah. But for example, in Mexico, we have over 50%. More than New Zealand, more than Sweden, more than China. Why do you think it happens so?
Maybe they have more Mexican
There are
women.
more women, you mean? Is that what you mean? That there are more women among the population?
Yes, well, that's what I think that can be an answer.
Yeah, it's a possibility. Any other way to understand this? Here I have, wait a minute, I have the website where this information was got from. It's come on. No, doesn't work. Yeah, we cannot get to the. Yeah, okay. So one explanation could be that there are more women among the population. Is that more women than men, more females than males? Okay. Well, this girl comes from Afghanistan. That is well lower than 50%. Okay. Now, why do you think that in all these, I mean, especially Afghanistan, but there are girls are missing from school. They don't go to school, or they go to school less than boys. Possible reasons.
I think it's because of cultural norms.
Yeah.
And religious norms. Like women are, they have very rigid gender roles.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the case of Islamic countries like Afghanistan, for example. Yeah. Religious reason, that is part of cultural reasons. Okay. What about countries that are not, other countries that are not Muslims, like China, for example? China is communist. So
I think it's because China it's also very sexist, but not for religious reasons. It's more like a cultural background, but independent of religion.
Yeah, but can you explain their cultural reasons better, please? What do you think about that?
I mean, for example, I do remember like years ago watching TV, I saw that, for example, a social norm is for the wife to not know more than the husband. Like that puts shame on the husband, for example. And so they restrain themselves. There's also like different pressures in the family, like parents and grandparents usually push women more into like the house and being like the mother or the wife, but they don't push as much for the daughter to study or to have a career.
Yeah, but it's interesting, but because in China, on the other hand, they have the policy, or they have had the policy of having only one child maximum. So that is another reason why women should should study more because they don't have to be mothers.
No, in China, only in the big cities.
Uh-huh.
Is in only in the big city are more developed.
Yeah.
In the countryside.
Yeah.
In rural areas.
Okay.
Generally are poor, and the culture is not the same that in the big city.
Do you mean that their culture is more conservative in the countryside?
Yes.
Yeah. But what's about the government because, okay, the countryside or cities may have difference, but it's only one political system. And in China, everything is controlled by the state. So it's hard for me to imagine that.
Can I mention something? That
Yes.
now that you brought up the one-child policy, there's been it's awful because people see like a daughter more as a hindrance than a son. More like they see daughters as like high maintenance, so they don't have many daughters, and they usually abort if they know the baby is going to be a daughter.
Yeah, because it's not very useful.
Mm-hmm.
They cannot do the work that males do. Is that the idea?
That's the idea. It's a holdover from past eras because right now, like we're talking like university jobs. I mean, there's no difference between a man or a woman, or intellectual jobs, or any job that requires the use of your mind and not your body.
Yeah, but in the countryside, I mean, physical work has been now probably it's changing, but it has been through times, has been the kind of work people do. I think I have watched some documentary films where they show that in China, not now, but until 20 years ago, most babies that were abandoned in orphanages or were girls, not boys. That were, abandoned for adoption abroad. Yeah, that has related to that. Let's see. It's interesting to see that China and Nigeria have similar percentage, and Nigeria is, what do you know about Nigeria? Any information about it?
I think because women have to take care of the children, maybe in Nigeria. It's a very poor country, and I don't know how many education they have. Like in percent.
How many levels of education you mean?
No, I mean how much, how many people really study, got education.
Okay. Nigeria is one of those countries where some girls have been kidnapped at schools, and they have been sent to Boko Haram, that are also Muslims. I mean, yeah. And yes, it's terrible. Yes. Okay, so this information I think is interesting because it's, at least to me, it was different. I mean, information that I had never imagined, as you said. Well, let's see. Let's skip. I mean, let's go to question number 4, where they say that who Malala is. She's a Pakistani woman who works to make sure girls around the world can receive an education. Okay, we already talked about it. Let's go to the vocabulary part. Okay, here we have some easy work. I will ask you to read the sentences and match the words with the definition. Okay, I don't think it should be very hard because at least in the first part. Okay, please do that exercise. Ready?
Yes.
Yes, everybody?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Let's see number one, letter A. Laura, please. Laura?
Having the power to change the way people think or what they believe, influential.
Very good, influential, right. Letter B, Paloma?
Worldwide, international, global.
Okay, international, be careful with that. It's un sonido arrastrado, sin T, international. Can you repeat,
Okay.
please?
International.
That's it, very good. Global, okay. Go on, number two, letter A, Fernanda, please.
A set of actions that will achieve a specific result. Campaign.
Campaign. Achieve. Here we have a long sound. Achieve.
Achieve.
That's it. Very good. Vicente, please go on with two letter B.
A formal occasion when someone gives a talk to a large audience. Speech.
Speech. Again, a long sound. Good. Go on, Laura, please. Number three, letter A.
People who work to make positive change to society. Social activist.
Okay, positive changes to society, right? Social activism. Good. Fernanda, please, let's be.
People who have had to leave their homes because of war or other disasters. Refugees.
Refugees, very good. Go on, Paloma, please. 4A.
Um, sorry. Not have or use the opportunity to do something which will be a benefit to you. Miss out on.
Okay, miss out on. Good. Vicente, please go on. 4B.
Yes, encourage people to use, do, or support something. Promote.
Good. Very good. 5A, Laura.
Winning a game, competition, or war, victory.
Victory. Right. B, Fernanda.
A formal suggestion that someone should win or receive something. Nomination.
Good. 6A, Paloma.
Began a project and make it successful. Founded.
Founded. Good. B, Vicente, please.
The main or most important point about something. Focus.
Focus. Okay. Good. Any question, any comments about this vocabulary? No? Okay. Well, I will ask you to go to exercise 3 where we have the first listening, okay? Here we have a lot of, 6 different sentences about the life of Malala. Okay, let's see, read it and try to predict if these sentences are true or false. And then we're going to listen for you to check if we were right or not, okay? Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, here we're going to listen to it. Wait a minute.
Malala Yousafzai was born in 1997 in the Swat Valley in northern Pakistan. Her father was a social activist and educator, and he named his daughter after a female hero who led the Afghan people to victory in an 1880 battle against the British. Malala attended the girls' school that her father had founded. But when the Swat Valley came under the control of the Taliban in 2007, the family, including her 2 younger brothers, had to leave. The Taliban are a political and religious group who follow a strict form of Islam. They did not believe that girls should attend school or that women should play an active part in society. Upon the family's return in 2008, Malala gave her first public speech, called "How Dare the Taliban Take Away My Basic Right to an Education." As the Taliban continued with their violent campaign of closing and destroying girls' schools, Malala started to blog for the BBC under a different name. During the next few years, she made 2 documentaries with a U.S. filmmaker about the local situation and met with United Nations workers. Her activism attracted global attention, including a nomination from South African Archbishop Desmond Tutu for the International Children's Peace Prize. On the 9th of October 2012, Malala was traveling home from school when a Taliban gunman got onto her bus and asked, "Who is Malala?" She was shot in the head and had to be transferred to the UK for medical care. She and her family stayed in that country with relatives, and she continued her studies there after she got better. She did not visit Pakistan again until 2018. The Taliban's violent actions led to a new international focus on and action for girls' educational rights. And Malala's work was right at the heart of these efforts. In 2013, on her 16th birthday, she gave a speech at the United Nations in New York. She was also named one of Time magazine's most influential people of the year and published her life story, titled, "I Am Malala," a response to the gunman's question on the bus. During this period, Malala worked hard to promote girls' education around the world. In many countries, girls miss out on secondary education due to local conditions such as war, early marriage, having to work to support their family, and cost. The Malala Fund, set up in 2013, works in countries with low levels of female school attendance to train local workers to find ways to get more girls into school. It was for this work that she received the Nobel Peace Prize in 2014, the youngest ever winner. Malala has also opened a girls' school in Lebanon for refugees from the Syrian civil war. Malala went to Oxford University and studied philosophy, politics, and economics, graduating in 2020. The following year, she married Asir Malik, who was working for the Pakistani Cricket Board. In 2022, Malala was working as a TV producer.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, let's check the answers. Let's see number 1. Vicente, please. Read it and tell me if it is true or false. Sorry, true or false. If it is false, tell me why it is false, okay?
True.
I'm sorry, can you read the sentence first?
Sorry. Malala's father was a teacher.
Yeah.
True.
True, right. Number 2, Fernanda, please.
In 2007, Malala and her family had to leave her home in Pakistan because of floods. I say it's false
Why?
because they were invaded for Talibans.
They were invaded by the
Invaded
Talibans.
by Talibans.
By the Talibans, because it's a group, yeah? Right, invaded by the Talibans. False. Number 3, Paloma, please.
Malala was shot by a gunman at her school. False, because she was traveling to school in a bus.
Okay, she was shot while traveling on a bus, yeah? Good. Number 4, Laura, please.
She gave a speech at the White House in 2013.
Sorry?
How do you say 2000?
13 or 20, it's easier if you say 20.
Okay, 2013. False, because she gave a speech in New York.
But where? Yeah, she gave a speech in New York, but where in New York?
Oh, don't remember.
No? Does anybody remember where she gave a speech in 2013?
I don't know.
No?
No.
Wasn't in the White House?
No, no. The White House is not in New York, it's in Washington.
What? Yes, no, I don't know.
At the United Nations. In New York, at the United Nations building. Okay, in 2013. Let's see number 5, Vicente, please. Vicente? Vicente, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Can you do number 5, please?
Yes. In 2014, she became the youngest person to win the Nobel Peace Prize. Yes. True. It is
True.
true.
Right. Right. Let's see number 6, Fernanda.
Malala studied medicine. No, number 5.
Sorry, number 6.
Malala studied medicine at Oxford University. That's false. She studied philosophy, economics, and I don't remember
Yeah.
the last one, but not medicine.
Yeah, not medicine, definitely. Right, good, very good. Okay, well, here we're going to, any question or comment about this part of the tape? No? Okay, before listening to the, to the tape for the second time to answer another group of questions, here we are going to see some sentences that were used on the tape, right? Let's see in each sentence that there is a group of words that is in bold type, okay? For example, her father named his daughter after a female hero, yeah? Number 2, how dare the Taliban? And right at the heart. Let's analyze the meaning of these phrases, okay? Let's see, take some seconds for you to think about it. And then let's analyze the meaning of that.
Now we have to talk about this.
Yes, have a look at this at the phrases, and I want you please to explain the meaning. Okay. Let's see the first one. Who can explain the meaning of the first group? Named his daughter after. Anybody?
Name his daughter because of. That was the reason.
Yeah, but okay, when you name somebody after somebody else's name, what's the, for example, you can say, Fernanda, your father or your parents named you after you. Sorry?
In honor?
Yeah, right. Is to give somebody the same name, right? The same name as somebody else that is important in your family or somebody that you admire. In this case, her father named his daughter after a female hero who led the Afghan people to victory in a battle against the British. Right. Do you understand the meaning of this expression? To name somebody after somebody else? Yes? Do you know why, who you were named after? For example, in my case, my mom named me after the Virgin of Lourdes as a miracle. Well, in your cases, I don't know. Come on, yeah, you can laugh, yes. Okay.
My grandfather and my father are called Fernando, so I'm Fernanda.
Ah, okay. So you were named after your father and grandfather.
I'm the oldest sister.
And sorry?
I'm the oldest children,
Ah, okay.
so it was the tradition.
Okay. Yeah. So if you, okay. Yeah. You had to be Fernanda anyway.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. What about the rest? I mean, Paloma, Laura, Vicente.
My dad named me
Hmm?
after my mom and my grandmother.
Okay. And
And my second name is because it's after an actress,
yeah.
Italian actress,
What is your second name?
Laura Antonelli.
Ah, Antonella.
Sí,
But Laura Antonella.
Laura Antonella.
Antonella. But the actress name is Laura
Antonelli.
Antonelli. Yeah, I remember her. Yeah. Okay. Laura Antonella. Okay. And what about your daughter, Laura? What's your daughter's name?
Her name is Noelia Amparo.
Okay. Did you name her after somebody?
No.
Noelia, like the song?
Because the
Noelia.
sing, yes, Nino Bravo.
You know that song, yes.
Yes.
Was it after that song?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Because that name is not very usual in Chile, I think.
No, not usual.
I have had a Noelia, I think, twice in many years of teaching. Yes. Okay. What about you, Paloma and Vicente? Paloma and then Vicente?
No, I'm not.
No?
Not after anybody.
After anybody, just okay. And you, Vicente?
I was named after my great grandfather, but I didn't know him. It was more of a it was
Your
more
great
like
grandfather.
huh?
Your great grandfather.
Yes, my grandmother's father.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to know him, and he was dead like a few years before I was born. So it was more like I think to keep his memory.
Sorry, like what?
It was like in a memoriam kind of
Ah,
sense.
yeah. It was after him.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Good. Let's see. In the second sentence, we have the expression "How dare the Taliban take away my basic right to an education?" Do you remember that that phrase became famous some few years ago on TV? Do you remember that? It was in a public speech, no?
I don't remember.
Do you remember? I think it was like 4 years ago, short before the pandemic. Greta
Yes, I remember.
Do you remember?
Yes.
Do you remember how she used this phrase?
Yes, because she was really mad because of the disaster, the climate disaster.
Mm-hmm.
All their generation have made. So I don't. Maybe it was.
But do you remember the context why she used this expression?
Yeah, she was really mad.
Yeah.
Because of the situation. How dare you?
How they?
How dare you not do something for the climate change?
Yeah,
How is it possible?
yeah. At the United Nations, I think it was. I mean, it was in the US, I think. How dare you? And
Yes,
Trump was there. Donald Trump was there.
I think so.
Sorry?
It was an important
Yeah.
speech.
And she was really furious. Yeah. How dare you? Okay, so I think that the meaning is very clear, or no?
Yes.
Yes?
Fine.
Any question about it?
I know what it means,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know how to explain it in English.
Does anybody know how to explain this meaning in English?
How dare?
Yes. How could you explain it in English?
I would say this, like, how is it possible? How do you think about, like,
Yeah.
mm,
How can you be so, well, there are many ways to say that. How can you be so picky? How can you say that without being ashamed? Right? How can you be so cheeky, descarado, right? Yeah, I would say that that would be a way to explain it, Laura. Do you understand it? Laura?
Yes. I think in Spanish it's more simple.
Well, here the verb to dare, let me write it. Here we have a verb, it's a special verb anyway, to dare. Does anybody know the meaning of that word? In Spanish, what's the meaning of dare?
Era ¿cómo te atreves? Algo así,
Yeah.
¿o no?
That's the translation of how dare. But the verb to dare is atreverse. For example, there is I dare say, I mean, I'm not sure, but I think, yeah, it's another way to use this verb. I dare say, altogether. It's a special verb. It's a kind of, it's similar to, it's not, it's a special, it's an auxiliary. Yeah? It's like should, could, that kind of word. I dare say is similar to I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's the meaning of dare. So how dare you, in the case of Greta, here in the sentence, how dare the Taliban? It doesn't keep the same, that is the structure. That's why I said it's a bit different, it's a different verb. The structure is different. How dare you, not how you dare. How dare the Taliban? ¿Cómo se atreven los talibanes? That's the special thing about this verb. Do you understand it? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go to the last sentence, I mean the third sentence, right at the heart. What's the meaning of that? Right at the heart.
It means at the center, at the core.
Exactly. At the center, at the core, very good. At the center, at the core of something, with these efforts. The Taliban's violent actions led to a new international focus on an action for cross-educational rights. And Malala's work was right at the heart, in the middle of, at the center of, yes, was one of the most important parts. Yes? Okay, well, let's go to the last group of questions about here we have 7 questions. Please have a look at the questions, and then we're going to listen to it again in order to answer these questions, okay? Okay, ready for listening?
Yes.
Yes, okay, here we go.
Malala Yousafzai was born in 1997 in the Swat Valley in northern Pakistan. Her father was a social activist and educator, and he named his daughter after a female hero who led the Afghan people to victory in an 1880 battle against the British. Malala attended the girls' school that her father had founded, but when the Swat Valley came under the control of the Taliban in 2007, the family, including her 2 younger brothers, had to leave. The Taliban are a political and religious group who follow a strict form of Islam. They did not believe that girls should attend school or that women should play an active part in society. Upon the family's return in 2008, Malala gave her first public speech, called "How Dare the Taliban Take Away My Basic Right to an Education." As the Taliban continued with their violent campaign of closing and destroying girls' schools, Malala started to blog for the BBC under a different name. During the next few years, she made 2 documentaries with a U.S. filmmaker about the local situation and met with United Nations workers. Her activism attracted global attention, including a nomination from South African Archbishop Desmond Tutu for the International Children's Peace Prize. On the 9th of October 2012, Malala was traveling home from school when a Taliban gunman got onto her bus and asked, "Who is Malala?" She was shot in the head and had to be transferred to the UK for medical care. She and her family stayed in that country with relatives, and she continued her studies there after she got better. She did not visit Pakistan again until 2018. The Taliban's violent actions led to a new international focus on and action for girls' educational rights, and Malala's work was right at the heart of these efforts. In 2013, on her 16th birthday, she gave a speech at the United Nations in New York. She was also named one of Time magazine's most influential people of the year and published her life story, titled "I Am Malala," a response to the gunman's question on the bus. During this period, Malala worked hard to promote girls' education around the world. In many countries, girls miss out on secondary education due to local conditions such as war, early marriage, having to work to support their family, and cost. The Malala Fund, set up in 2013, works in countries with low levels of female school attendance to train local workers to find ways to get more girls into school. It was for this work that she received the Nobel Peace Prize in 2014, the youngest ever winner. Malala has also opened a girls' school in Lebanon for refugees from the Syrian civil war. Malala went to Oxford University and studied philosophy, politics, and economics, graduating in 2020. The following year, she married Asir Malik, who was working for the Pakistani Cricket Board. In 2022, Malala was working as a TV producer.
Okay. Okay, let's see the first question. Let's see, Paloma, please read the question and then give me the answer, please.
What was Malala's first school? A girls' school that her father founded.
Right, good. Let's see number 2. Laura, please. Laura? Laura? Laura cannot hear me. Fernanda, can you?
Yes. How did Malala react to the Taliban's violent campaign against girls' education? She did her first public speech called "How Dare the Taliban Take Away My Basic Right to an Education."
Well, that was, yeah, that was one of the things. Anything else? She did other things.
I don't know. I don't remember.
No? Can anybody complete this answer, please?
I think she started to blog under a different name.
Right. Yeah.
Ah.
Right. That is another thing. Yes. Something else. She did something else.
I don't know.
No? She made 2 films, 2 documentary films. So she wrote a blog. She gave a speech at the United Nations, and she made 2 films. Let's see number 3. Laura, please.
Where did Malala and her family live after the shooting? In UK?
In the UK, right. Good. Let's see 4, Vicente.
She shows the title of her book in response to the gunman's question.
Who is Malala? Yeah, right. Threatening. Okay, let's see. Fernanda, number 5, please.
What does the Malala Fund do? And they keep people to work in in schools without resources for give education to girls.
Can you repeat
They-
the answer, please?
What does the Malala Fund do? They give money to hire people to work in schools without resources for girls' education. That's what I understood.
Yeah. Can anybody complement this answer?
Your school? No?
Sorry?
She found a girls' school or no?
Not exactly. Not exactly. Any other answer to this question?
I I think something like the fund works in countries with um, uh, like trying that more girls go to school.
Okay, that is closer. Yeah, I mean the idea is to train local workers in different countries to find ways to get more girls into school. So it's not to open a school for girls. I mean, it's more than that. Do you understand it?
Yes.
No.
Is to train people, some local workers in different countries, for them, I mean, in order that these people can find different ways to get girls, to get more girls, to encourage their education into school. So to send more girls to school. So this fund, this organization trains people to do that. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes. Laura? Laura?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Let's see number 6. Vicente, please.
How has Malala helped refugees?
Mhm.
I think she has been doing like advocacy group, advocacy.
Sorry, can you speak more loudly, please?
Sorry. I think she has been doing advocacy work on the UK. Because I think I know there are groups there that are like offer housing, offer like this different education to assimilate into the society
Yeah, but
and
she,
other resources.
sorry?
And other resources.
Yeah, but she has opened girls' schools in countries for where there are a lot of refugees, for example, from the Syrian war.
Yeah,
The schools have been
that's
open in Lebanon, where these refugees live.
I am. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, Paloma, please, number 7.
What job did she do after she graduated?
Graduated.
She was a TV producer.
Okay, yeah, right.
Works.
She was working as a TV producer. Good. Any question or comment about this listening? No?
Very interesting.
Did you like it? Good. We're going to
Yes.
continue with this, but from a different approach. But now I think it's time for a break. Shall we go for a 15-minute break? Okay, see you 15 minutes then. Okay. Well, in the next, I mean, in the one of the most important parts of this material, this file that I uploaded, we are going to incorporate different tenses, okay? In this case, when talking about Malala and her biography, we find that there are different tenses that were used, okay? So let me share my screen. Okay, if we go to language point, exercise 6 here, well, the biography of a living person uses a range of different tenses and verb forms, yeah? The idea here is to match each verb in bold with the correct name and description, yes? Well, here we have 5 different pieces of sentences taken from this biography, from 1 to 5. And then we have different tenses where you have the name of the tense and then, what you use it for, right? The idea is to match the tense with the correct name and the description of the tense. Do you understand it?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, some seconds for
Yes.
you to do that, please.
Um,
Vicente?
yeah, do we start now?
No, I mean, take some seconds to do that because I think you need to read it.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
No, please, more time.
Yeah, okay. Take your time. When you're ready, please let me know.
I think I'm ready.
Yes. What about the rest? Everybody ready? Hello? Hello, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Well, let's see. Number one, let's see, I don't know, Paloma?
Um, I read both.
Yes, please. No, just the example and then tell me the letter of the other one.
Okay. During the next few years, she made 2 documentaries with a US filmmaker about the local situation and met with United States
United Nations.
United Nations workers.
Uh-huh.
I think C.
Let's see.
Yes.
No.
No.
No. Laura?
B.
I'm sorry?
B.
D, past simple. Yes. Finished past actions. Here we have, here we have two verbs, right? She made two documentaries and she met with, I mean, the two actions were finished in the past. Yes? Do you understand it, Paloma?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see number 2, Fernanda. Fernanda? Fernanda cannot hear me. Vicente, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
number 2, please.
Yeah. I, that's past perfect.
Sorry, can you read the sentence first, please?
Sorry. Malala attended the girls' school that her father had founded.
Okay. Letter?
Past perfect, I think it is.
Yes, that's right. Here we have a tense that I don't know, but maybe or might be new for some of you. This is a very remote past. Yes. This is used with past simple to make the orders of events clear. Here you can see that we have two actions in the past. Malala attended, yes, the girls' school that her father had founded. This is another type of past that is previous to the second one. I mean, the first action was had founded, and the second action was attended. So that's why we say that this is a very remote past. You use it in combination with a more, I mean, recent past. That's why it says that is used to make the order of events clear. Do you understand this? Do you all understand this tense?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Let's see number 3. Let's see Laura, please.
The Malala
Fund.
Fund, set up in 2013, works in countries with low levels or female school attendance. It is letter B.
Right. Good. Female. Female. Let's be. Right. This is simple present simple or simple present. To talk about states or facts which are currently true. Right. Good. Let's see number 4. Fernanda, please. Is Fernanda in? Fernanda? No. Let's see, Paloma, please, number 4.
Malala has also opened a girls' school.
Careful.
Opened a girls' school in Lebanon for refugees from the Syrian civil war.
Mhm.
4, o sea, 8.
A, right. Letter A, good. Cannot find them. Yeah, letter A, present perfect. Yeah, to talk about past events or life experiences with no specific, sorry, time reference. Yeah, it's something that has happened for a certain period of time. Okay, good. Let's see, number 5. I'm sorry. Fernanda, are you back? No. Vicente, please, number 5.
Yes, in 2022, Malala was working as a TV producer. I think that's past continuous because do I have to explain why is it?
If you can do that, perfect.
Yeah, because it says, well, it's the current year and it's saying how she's saying that she was working and is still working. That's what is implied.
Let's say, yeah, well, it's an action in the past. It's an action that was in progress. Yeah, the action was in progression at the time. But we don't know the exact limits. I mean, it was in 2022, yes. Malala was working as a TV producer. We don't know if it was in what part of 2022. Yes, and it doesn't matter for the sentence. Do you understand it?
Yes,
Yes?
I get it.
Okay, so here we have 4 different tenses. I mean, we have 2 types of present and 3 types of past. Any question about this? How to make these tenses and what you can express by using them?
I wanted to say that it was difficult to me.
Sorry?
I wanted to say that it was difficult to me.
Why? What was the most difficult aspect?
The past
Mm-hmm.
is difficult for me because
Why?
Sorry?
Why is it difficult? I mean, is it difficult to make the difference between one and the other?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's a problem. Okay, any other comments about the difficulty of this exercise? I mean, of this topic actually, more than the exercise. No? Let me try to, well, in the case of simple, for example, she, I don't know, what? She met, I'm going to invent the sentence. She met, no. She gave a speech at the United Nations. Okay. In I don't know when, in 2013, I think, or was it? Well, let's suppose it was in 2013, or no? Yeah. She gave a speech at the United Nations in 2013. That is definitely an action that has started and finished in the past. That is that's the main characteristic of this tense. The action was, I mean, started and finished. Yeah, that is what we call past simple or simple past. Finished past events. It was in a specific moment in the past. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The second case is, I'm going to use the same example for you to understand how to make it. The past continuous, that is the last one, is, I would say, she was giving a speech at the, yeah. She was giving a speech to the United Nations. Here, we don't know what happened. I mean, that is an action that was happening in a certain period of time, but we don't know when it started and when it was finished, even if it was finished. I'm going to invent the example. For example, you can say when, I don't know, she was giving a speech at the United Nations when she, I don't know, she met Her husband. Stupid sentence. Here we have, I don't know if that is clearer. She was giving a speech. That was what she was doing when something else happened. In this case, when she met her husband, is an action that happened at the moment. You can also say while, I don't know, many people were listening to her. For example, parallel actions, you see?
Mhm.
Those are the possibilities. Well, in this case, it's in 2022. In 2022 first semester, because we're still in 2022. But the idea is that the limits of time are implicit in the tense, in the sense as in example, or it can be a combination of when or why. Yeah, you cannot use it, I mean, by itself without more context, because the sentence is unfinished. If you say, for example, she was, I don't know, studying in Oxford when, while, I mean, what else? You cannot say that. She was studying in Oxford. It's something, in Spanish is the same. Ella estaba estudiando en Oxford. Ella estudiaba en Oxford. ¿Cuándo? Mientras pasaba qué cosa? You cannot, do you understand it? You need to make a reference to something else.
Yes.
Yes? Does everybody understand it? Hello, do you all understand the examples? Oops. Vicente, Fernanda, Laura, no
Yes.
problem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Laura, Fernanda?
Yes.
Okay, no questions?
I think the past and present participle are more difficult, or no?
The present and past participle, what do you mean?
No, perfect. Sorry.
The past perfect, you mean?
Yes.
Well, that is what the example I'm going to give. Using the same, I mean, the first example, I mean, talking about past perfect. Here we had a more remote example. For example, she had given a speech. She had given a speech at the United Nations. Before, no, not before, after. Before she received, I don't know, the Nobel Prize. Here we have two actions in the past: to give a speech and to receive the Nobel Prize. It's not very logical anyway. Well, never mind. Let's suppose it was like that. She gave a speech first, and then she was given the Nobel Prize. We have two actions in the past, but one action happened before the other. So the action that happened first, that is more remote in time, is the past perfect, this one. And the action that is more recent past is the simple past. In the case of the past perfect, the way to make it is much easier than present perfect, because you use had for all the people, sorry, plus past participle. Yeah, for example, I'm going to use another, I mean, a simpler example. If you say, for example, she had arrived, no, she had been at work till late when we phoned her. She had been at work till late. This is the first action when we phoned her. You see?
Mhm.
The more recent past is simple past. The more remote is past perfect. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes? Any questions about this?
No.
No questions? No? Okay. Well, here we have 5 sentences. Let's see, the idea is to choose the best form of the tenses, okay, to complete these sentences. This is something that should be easy. Okay. Have a look at it. Okay, let's see number 1, Fernanda. Fernanda, are you back? Fernanda disappeared. Laura, read the sentence with the correct option, please. Laura? Hello, Laura? No answer. Paloma?
Yes.
Okay.
More than how did I say the number?
132.
Okay, more than 132 million girls miss on education every year worldwide.
Right, miss. That is something that is a reality now. Good. Number 2, Vicente, please.
Yes. Malala has no. No, Malala chaired the 2014 Nobel Peace Prize with Indian activist Kailash Satyarthi, another campaigner for young people's rights.
Good. Shared, because that was in 2014. Definitely passed. Good. Number 3, let's see, Laura. No. Fernanda. Come on, they disappeared. Paloma.
Yes. Malala attended Lady Margaret Hall, the same college at Oxford University that Pakistan's first female Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto had attended in 1970.
70s, in the 1970s. Okay, very good. Malala attended, definitely in the past, the same school that Benazir Bhutto had attended, because that is a very remote past in the 70s. Right, good. Let's see number 4, Vicente.
Yeah. Speaking while still at university, Malala says that she has enjoyed typical student experiences, like staying up all night to finish an essay.
Okay. Masochist. Okay. Good. Has enjoyed. Good. Laura?
Yes.
Please, number 5.
Malala was living in student housing during her time at Oxford.
Right. Good. Okay, guys. Very good. Any question about these tenses then?
No.
Good. Well, now just to see, I mean, just to check that you really understood it correctly and completely well, I will ask you to think of personal examples using these prompts. Talk about something you were doing 5 years ago, something you did because of another thing that had happened earlier, and an unusual experience that you have had in your life. Okay? So 3 sentences. Simple past, past perfect, and present perfect. Okay? Do you understand it? Do you understand it?
Yes.
Okay, some seconds for you to do that, please. When you're ready, please let me know.
I am.
Okay, Vicente, let's go. With the
Do I
3
go?
sentences.
Right. 5 years ago, I was beginning university.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I go on to the second one.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I had.
sorry, Vicente. I was beginning, I would say, my university studies. So to make it clear. Yeah. Okay.
I had taken a year off before that because I couldn't how I couldn't ah I couldn't I couldn't fill the forms properly.
You couldn't fill in?
Yes, I couldn't fill in the forms properly.
Okay. Okay. How strange. And that's why
Uh,
you couldn't enroll the university?
yeah, I couldn't.
Okay.
An unusual experience. Well, I don't have one for the third. Because
No?
no, it's been a very regular life.
Well, but it's unusual, I think, I mean, or not, to fill in the forms.
Oh
I
well,
mean,
yeah, I
the
didn't
wrong
have
way?
trouble with it. Yeah, because it was online and I had
Ah,
missed. I had made a mistake on the order of the careers.
mm, and okay. So the career you wrote in first
Hmm?
was another one.
Yes, my first option wasn't the one I wanted the most. It was the one I wanted the least.
Ah,
It was
okay.
all all upside down.
Yeah, exactly the opposite.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, that is an unusual experience anyway, or not? Okay. Good.
Well,
Good use of tenses. Okay, let's see. Paloma, can you? Paloma or Laura, I don't know.
I'm not ready.
You're not ready?
I only have the one.
Let's see. What about you, Laura?
I have two.
Okay, let's see.
Uh, um, 5 years ago, I was living in San Pedro, Melipilla, and working in Singenta, visiting many fields in the O'Higgins region.
Uh-huh. Okay, Laura, very good. Yes.
And I have lived in many places since 2010.
Sorry, that is for the second one?
Yes,
You had lived?
I have lived in many places
Yeah.
since 2010.
Wait a minute. I don't know if I'm listening correctly. I have lived or I had lived? What did you say?
I have
Had or have?
had,
The second one.
yes.
Yeah,
No,
but
no, no, the first one. I have lived
I have lived, yeah,
in many places since
yeah.
2010.
I have lived in many places since,
2010.
yeah, that would be number 3, an unusual experience.
Uh-huh.
Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay. You have lived in many places since when? Since? Laura?
2010.
Laura?
2010.
2010, okay. Since 2010, that's correct. That would be an unusual experience, right?
And the other option?
Sorry, but Laura, this is your unusual experience?
Yes,
is that? Yeah, okay,
yes.
it's perfect, no problem, correct. Let's see, what's about number 2?
No, I don't know.
For example, you said that 5 years ago, you were working in San Pedro.
Yes.
Where did you work?
No. I was living.
Oh, sorry. You were living in San Pedro, and where did you work?
In O'Higgins region. All the O'Higgins region.
Yeah. Okay, so can you say that you worked in O'Higgins region? Oh, no, sorry, no. Something like, what action happened first? The action of working or living in there?
Working.
Sorry, you worked.
No.
And then you moved.
No. I moved and
Yeah.
worked.
You moved. Wait a minute. I'm going to invent because I don't know your life, but I moved to San Pedro. I don't know.
Yes.
Because I don't know. I'm going to invent because I had worked there before. I don't know. It's just to show you the sequence of actions.
No, because my husband worked.
Ah, because my husband had worked there. Is that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Because my husband had worked there before. So here you have two actions. One happened before the other. Had worked happened first. Second action, you moved. Do you understand it better now, Laura?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Okay, goody. Let's see Paloma. Yeah, Paloma.
Yes. One in 2007. No,
Yeah.
2017.
17.
Yes. No, in 2017.
2017.
Yes, I was studying agronomic engineering.
Okay.
Um,
Or you can say 5 years ago also. Yeah, it's okay.
yes,
Both.
yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I started the two. I started to study agronomics in 2016
Yeah.
because earlier because earlier I had studied another
Because I
career.
had studied what?
Another career. O sea, I had studied
Uh-huh.
2 years another career.
You had
Something like
studied another career for 2 years.
yes.
Yeah. So yeah, you started agronomic engineering in 2017. Is that what you mean?
Yes. No,
Because,
2016.
sorry?
2016.
16.
Yes.
Because I had studied another career for 2 years.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see the third one.
I don't have it.
No? No unusual experiences?
Yes, but I don't know how to say it.
Try to. I can help you, Paloma.
But this is like past perfect.
Present perfect.
Present perfect.
I have been, I have done. No. Something has happened to me.
Okay. I don't know.
You told me, if I remember well, that, I don't know, some few years ago, you traveled to Europe?
Yes.
Okay, that is, well, I don't know if it is so unusual, but it's an experience that has been important in your life and that is open because it can be done again. So how can you say that?
A few years ago, I had traveled to Europe with my boyfriend.
Okay, perfect, except for one thing. I have traveled to Europe. If you say a few years ago, no, because there, that means that the action is finished. You can, I have traveled to Europe with my boyfriend.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Sorry. I have traveled to Europe with my boyfriend. I don't know, for 2 months, I don't know. Here we don't say when, because the idea is open. I mean, you travel in the past and you can continue, you can go on, you can go back there in the future. So you don't set limits in that sense. Because if you say a few years ago, that is different. I traveled to Europe a few years ago. That is different because here the action is finished and it's, can you see the difference between both?
I'm sorry because my internet was.
Well, my internet is also unstable, but
I didn't listen all.
let's see. The first part, the action of traveling is open. You travel in the past and you can go back there in the future. I have traveled to Europe with my boyfriend for 2 months. Yes?
Yes.
We don't say when if the action happened. Never mind. Do you understand?
Yes.
Different. So there you cannot say for a few years ago. If you say, I traveled to Europe a few years ago, the action is finished in the past, a few years ago. It's different. Do you understand the difference? In Spanish would be the same, but in English it's different. One is an action that is open. Well, one action is started and finished in the past. I traveled to Europe a few years ago. Done. Finished in the past. I have traveled to Europe with my boyfriend for 2 months. That means that the action was done in the past, but is open to be done again in the future. Do you understand it, Paloma?
Maybe.
Maybe. Let's see. Es como cuando yo digo en español, es que en Chile, en América Latina, estos dos tiempos verbales son iguales. En el español de España no son iguales. Es como decir, almorcé y he almorzado. He ido y fui. Esto de I have traveled to Europe es como yo he viajado a Europa con mi pololo durante 2 meses y estoy dejando la posibilidad abierta al futuro de volver a hacerlo. La acción no está terminada a futuro. Está abierta la posibilidad de hacerlo. Si bien se hizo en el pasado, se puede volver a repetir. En cambio, en el segundo caso, no. La acción está terminada en el empezada y terminada en el pasado. ¿Se entiende más?
Sí.
Los españoles hacen esta diferencia súper bien. Por ejemplo, si esta clase fuera en español de España, yo no te diría entiende o entendiste, te diría has entendido, Paloma.
Yeah.
Es un pasado más reciente que el otro, en el fondo. El pasado más reciente es lo que en inglés se llama presente perfecto, que es el primero. El otro pasado es un pasado más remoto, más atrás. ¿Te queda un poco más claro?
Sí.
Ok, good. Goody, goody. Any question about it? No questions, no comments? Well, just we have some few minutes to finish this class. And here we have 5 different questions. I would like you to read the questions and think about the questions. You are very few today, so it's, let's see, choose a question. Read the questions and tell me which of these questions is more interesting for you. Yes?
I choose five.
Okay. Paloma, you like question 5?
Yes.
Yes. And which of these quotes do you like best and why?
The two.
The second.
The second one.
The second one. Can you read it, please, aloud?
Some people only ask others to do something. I believe that. Why should I wait for someone else? Why don't I take a step and move forward?
Okay. Why do you like that quote?
Because for things to happen, you are like the person to do something about that. You can wait others to do stuff like you want to happen.
Okay, so the idea is to make things happen.
To make things happen, you have to do it. You can't wait around for someone else do it.
Okay, not to have such a passive role, something like that.
Yes.
Okay, good. What about you? I don't know, Laura, Vicente, do you have any favorite question that you would like to?
I do. I have number 3.
Yeah.
I've heard that people are naming like more and more their kids, but after fictional like figures.
For example?
I don't know, like I don't watch it, but I have heard like names in girls in children
Yeah.
of
Hashtag.
yeah, of the characters from like Game of Thrones or movies. Like they are naming their kids after fictional heroes.
Yeah. Something like, yeah, okay. So terrible names, you know?
Hmm?
I mean, totally different names, different from their cultures.
Yes, from fictional cultures even.
For example, do you remember, have you heard any of them?
Yes, I've heard that the girls being named Khaleesi in the United States have like skyrocketed since the series began.
Yeah. Poor girl. Okay, right? Yeah. So they name, I mean, it's becoming quite common then.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Laura?
Um, maybe the question number 1.
Yeah.
Um,
What would you like to ask her?
I will ask she if she went back to the past.
Sorry, again, imagine that you are in front of her. Make the question
Yes.
directly to her.
Okay. If you went back to the past, what do you think? What do you do? The things differently.
If you could go back to the past,
Yes.
would you do?
Do you think differently? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. If you, let's say, if you could go back to the past, would you do, my connection is unstable, would you do things differently? Is that the mean? Is that the question? Is that the question, Laura?
If you can go back to the past module.
Would you do things differently?
Yes.
Okay, can you explain why you would like to ask her that? What kind of things do you think that she could do
Because
differently?
the risk for the family maybe she want a Pacific life or no?
Do you mean a peaceful life in Pakistan?
No. Maybe go to UK and live a normal life. No, I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah. But don't you mean that she would, I mean, she would follow the Taliban's laws in Pakistan and continue living there? Is that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Okay, I understand. Okay. Okay. Let's see. This is a question that I mean, before Fernanda left the group, I expected you, I mean, I thought that I would like you to work in groups. And when this question, I think, was a question that I expected to ask you, all of you. Is there any question you would like to ask her if you could meet her, Paloma and Vicente, or no?
I can't think of anything.
I'm sorry?
I can't think of anything.
No, you can't think of any question? And you, Paloma?
Like after the shot, after she was shot,
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to explain.
Go on, I will help you.
My question is like she could be more afraid or stop doing things after the shot. And my question is like, why? Also, like she keep doing the things like, I don't know what is the question, but
the question is, how can you go on living a normal life after the shooting?
Not normal, because she kept doing the things she was doing.
So the question is if she's not afraid, is that?
Yes.
Yeah, if
but
she's not.
I think of course she was afraid, but she was fighting for something big.
Yeah.
Bigger than the fear.
Yeah, something more important for her and for, yeah. I was thinking about I don't know if you know this guy, I don't know where he's from Iran, Iranian writer that was, that was stabbed in New York some weeks ago. That, well, it's a different reason, but it's also, he was attacked by a terrorist from Islam because he had written a novel in the 90s. No? What's it? Rushdie, Salman Rushdie? No? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Anybody?
I have a confusion between Irani, Pakistani, y todo.
Yeah, but the thing is that they are the problem is not the nationality. The problem is the religion. That is the Islam. I mean,
Okay.
Muslims, and a group of Muslims, the Talibans and the Islamic group, because they are spread all over not only the Middle East, but also in some parts. Well, it's also the Middle East. But for example, this guy, the writer, was also attacked by a Muslim terrorist. But the thing is that he had been sentenced to death in the 90s. And he was attacked 3 weeks ago. All these years he had been living, with bodyguards and hidden. And after 30 years, he thought that that was okay. And he was going to give, he was giving a conference in New York 3 weeks ago, and a guy appeared with a knife and almost kills him. No? No, don't you know that? When I was living in England, I learned that when the Muslims say, I will kill you, you cannot, it's not a joke, they will.
Mm.
Los musulmanes nunca amenazan en vano. Los ingleses lo tienen clarísimo. Cuando ellos dicen te voy a matar, no es una metáfora, es literal. Sobre todo cuando son musulmanes, que parecen normales, pero no son. Okay, guys, well, today we studied something totally new in this course, that is the incorporation of past perfect tense in contrast with past continuous and past simple. Normally, I have studied past simple and past continuous, but the difference is past perfect. So keep an eye on that. Try to review the sentences with that in case you have some difficulties, okay? And our midterm is in 2 weeks, if I'm not wrong. Yes? Am I right? It's on October the 3rd?
The 4th.
The 4th, yeah, that week. So in 2 weeks. Next week is September 27th, the other, then week after that. Okay, so next class we're going to practice. We're going to practice for I will give you the topics. The topics are the same, but I will give you a list of the topics for the midterm. Is that right? Any questions or comments about it?
No.
No? Okay, guys. So hope to see you next week.
Mm-hmm.
Have a nice week.
Thank you.
Try to survive the first week after holidays. Okay. Bye-bye. See you.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.